Hi, I am Todd Peterson, High Priest of the Temple, Executive Director of Love and Truth Incorporated. And I decided to greet you today from Zagreb, Croatia, where I'm spending a night hanging out in this beautiful square. And I want to take a couple moments and share some of my thoughts with you. I'd like to thank you for having a look at what I have to say and for considering supporting the Temple and Love and Truth Incorporated. A few months ago, I was sitting in prison in Manassas, Virginia, in Prince William and Manassas Adult Detention Cntr. I'd been up in Maine and was going on a little vacation and had a falling out with some friends and relatives, and I felt pretty bad. And I won't go into all the details, but I only have felt I had a few people that I could really count as supporters, and at that point I felt like alienated from everybody. And I left New Hampshire in a blinding snowstorm, and I thought, where can I go? And I felt that there were these spiritual tentacles, manacles pulling me down, and at the same time I felt utterly alone. I mean, I thought there were places I could look for sanctuary, but I felt like, in a way, like almost too hot a commodity, like that I couldn't put myself on other people, and all I got to carry I couldn't put on the others. So I was driving a Chrysler 300, and as I was driving down the road in New Hampshire, I was just crying really, really strongly for maybe half an hour. Tears were coming down my face, and I felt it's just me and you, Jesse. That's my dog, my three-legged chow, my temple guardian dog that the universe sent me. And after maybe a little while, I suddenly realized everything is fine, and I headed on down. I had a bag full of magic mushrooms, and I ate those things like potato chips as I cruised down the road in the snowstorm. And my idea was to go to Florida, maybe to South Beach, Miami, Key West, and from there to jump on a boat and get out of the country and escape. I felt the United States was not the right place for me anymore. But as I got into Virginia, it was still it was kind of snowy, but I was driving around, and I was feeling really good. I was suspicious about the idea that people might track me, might try to get me. Some of the people closest to me had said to me things like, "Oh, you should take the meds. That's psychotropic medicines that psychiatrists have tried to enforce on me in the past, or you should go back to the hospital." And I've had a problem with people trying to lock me up. And I was locked up in Spring Harbor Mental Hospital against my will in most of September 2014. So it was a real thing for me to the fear of losing my freedom, and so I decided I'm going to get away. As I got down to Virginia, I was cruising around. I pulled into a mall, and a little strip mall, and I went into a nail parlor. I needed to cut my toenails, and I thought, fuck it. I've been thinking about getting a pedicure. People think of it like a girl thing, but I always did in my younger days, but I thought, I'll give it a try. And so I went and got a pedicure. I was the only one there, and I was talking to the ladies who were Vietnamese, and we were having a nice conversation. They did a really good job. It didn't hurt or anything, and my feet were all like taken care of and clean. I thought it was pretty good. And while I was talking to them, I was talking about Vietnam and what the American government did to that country, and the fact that we never apologized for it, and about the fact that they've kind of forgotten about what we did there. Maybe they've forgiven it or they just moved on. But as my friend Alexei Nunez said, apologies are very important because forgiveness helps the person who forgives, but for the one who's done something wrong, unless you apologize, it's still a burden to you. So, hey Joe. Hey. I'm doing a little discussion of the trip to Manassas I did. So I talked to them and I apologized to them as Vietnamese on behalf of America to the Vietnamese people that were in front of me. And I felt good about that. And I also found out that they were working there without any kind of compensation. They only were getting paid if somebody did some business, yet they had to stay there all day and they weren't the owners. And I was a little bit incensed by that, and I was tempted to trash the whole establishment just to make my feelings known, but they begged me not to, and I said, okay, I won't. But as I was going out of the place, I did something I never did before in my life also. I just looked at the nail polish and I said, give me 3 fingers. I said, give me purple, green, and blue. And they put that on there. And what it represented to me was a sort of a symbolism. Blue being what I call God's dream color, and purple, the royal awake color of God. Green, Guru Evergreen, like a company that I have the intention of getting started, which will be a marijuana supply company for our temple, and also providing high quality marijuana to all the people that need it for whatever reason. Also green as representing the green like for the cedars of Lebanon, which were actually used in the construction of the temple in Jerusalem back in ancient days. And so there was a bit of symbolism involved. As I pulled out of there, I just drove off like with enthusiasm and went down some road, and it turned out to be some side road. And as I got up to it, I saw a big metal chain across the way, and I thought, fuck the chain. And I hit the gas and I went flying right through that sucker. It was a big boom and whatever, and I went through it, and wow, that was really kind of felt pretty good. And as I went down there, I sat down at the end of that road and I took most of my identifications and got rid of them. Sprinkled a little, 1 or 2 little magic mushrooms on them, sort of for symbolic purposes, and hung out down there, smoked a couple joints and hung out, let my dog Jesse walk around, and thought about what I was going to do. And as I was leaving there, I saw a pile of junk. It looked like junk, and I got out to investigate, and I found that there was a whole bunch of private possessions of somebody's that had just been dumped there. It looked like someone lost their apartment. I thought, did they die and they get taken? Were they in jail? Were they in a mental hospital? Because so many people that I've met in mental hospitals and jails, their life falls apart because nobody gives a shit, and they lose all their stuff, and somehow somebody's personal, all their things were dumped on this locked up road. And I was going through it, collecting them all, trying to take the most important things, and I was looking forward to going through it later because I was thinking I could bring it to them. Or there was telephone numbers, bank accounts, checks, all sorts of stuff. There was a carpet I cleaned off, and when I got that carpet, it looked in the back, it said Kyrie Egypt. I thought, go? I'm right in the middle of a presentation. Anyway, I'm gonna have to finish the story later. Joe is always wanted to go, go, go. All right, Joe, you just interrupted a very important video, so now you're gonna have to take the lead and tell. And I was just telling them.
Time to go.
All right. Well, hello, how you guys doing? Good. Yeah, great. This will be on video in America on the news. Yeah, see ya. Bye. All right, we got some friends here. Life's not looking too bad. I'll tell you the rest of the story later.